Walking in sunlight all of my journey, over the mountains, through the deep vale. Jesus has said, I'll never forsake thee, promise divine that never can fail. Heavenly sunlight, flooding my soul with glory divine. Hallelujah, I am rejoicing, singing his praises, Jesus is mine. Shadows around me, shadows above me, never conceal my Savior and guide. He is the light, in him is no darkness, ever I'm walking close to his side. Heavenly sunlight, flooding my soul with glory divine. Hallelujah, I am rejoicing, singing his praises, Jesus is mine. In the bright sunlight, ever rejoicing, pressing my way to mansions above, singing his praises, gladly I'm walking in sunlight of love. Heavenly sunlight, flooding my soul with glory divine. Hallelujah, I am rejoicing, singing his praises, Jesus is mine.
I'm Bill Mays with a Stepping Stone Bible devotional thought brought to you on behalf of the Krum Church of Christ in Krum, Texas. Today's Stepping Stone for Wednesday, March the 6th in the year 2024 is entitled Wood, Fire, and Smoke. We begin by reading Proverbs 26, verses 20 and 21. For lack of wood, the fire goes out, and where there is no gossiper, quarreling quiets down. Like charcoal to hot embers and wood to fire, so is a contentious person to kindle strife. We learn from these proverbs that we must both watch and control our tongue. We learn in Colossians 4 verse 6, your speech must always be with grace, as though seasoned with salt, so that you will know how you should respond to each person. Uncontrolled speech leads to a devil-controlled life. Uncontrolled speech can cause so much damage, both personally and damage to others as well. It is stated this way in James 3, verse 5 and 6, so also the tongue is a small part of the body, and yet it boasts of great things. See how great a forest is set aflame by such a small fire. And the tongue is a fire, the very world of unrighteousness. The tongue is set among our body parts as that which defiles the whole body and sets on fire the course of our life and is set on fire by hell. The unruly and evil tongue seems to receive its origin and power from hell. As the text says, it is set on fire by hell. In other words, it is devil inspired. When Peter's speech was led astray in Matthew 26 and Mark 14, he first denied he was with Jesus. Then he denied it with an oath. And after that, he finally denied being a disciple of Jesus by cursing and swearing. Peter's tongue grew looser with each temptation by the devil. Christians should be known as people who control their speech well. In James 1:26, we find, if anyone thinks himself to be religious and yet does not bridle his tongue, but deceives his own heart, this person's religion is worthless. We can conclude, therefore, from these passages that God's anger will fall upon those who choose to have an evil, uncontrolled tongue. Several years ago, I had the honor of serving as the pulpit preacher for a congregation of God's people who had a deacon who was also the head high school football coach. Before he retired from coaching, he was one of the winningest high school football coaches in that state. His reputation was legendary. He was the kind of coach who could beat you with his team, then switch teams with you and still beat you. He could be really tough and stern, but he coached winning football teams without cursing or ever cussing out his football team. When this coach retired, his replacement was a foul-mouthed, cussing coach. The high school team record went downhill after the non-cussing coach retired. And I believe part of the reason for the downhill turn of the team was a difference between the mouths of the non-cussing coach and his replacement, and other personality differences as well, I'm sure. In contrast to an evil tongue, hear these words from Proverbs 25, verse 11. Like apples of gold and settings of silver, it is a word spoken at the proper time. Does your daily speech contain the beauty that we find in gold and silver? Now, if the Krum Church of Christ can be of any help to you spiritually, please go to this website, find their email address, let them know what they can do to help you draw closer to Jesus Christ and His Word. As always, I remind you of the services of the Krum Church of Christ, meeting weekly at 319 North 3rd Street in Krum, Texas, each Sunday for Bible study at 9:30 a.m. and each Sunday for worship services at 10:30 a.m. and, of course, Wednesday Bible studies such as this evening at 6:45 p.m. God bless, be well, and Lord willing, I hope you will choose again next week to join us for another Stepping Stone Bible devotional thought.